Squats are great exercises. It's a compound exercise that improves mobility of our hips, knees and ankle joints. And we are building strength by working on the largest muscles in our body, the quads, hamstrings, glutes and core. But are you doing it right? Stay with me and I will show you how to squat. Hi everyone, it's Dr. Lena. Welcome to Sport Health Science. This channel is all about giving you training, knowledge and tools to help you to exercise more effectively and make healthy lifestyle choices so you feel stronger, healthier and happier. Today I would like to give you some information about squats and the right technique. When you're doing a squat, your glutes, quads, hamstrings and even your core get involved. As so many muscles have to work at the same time, many more calories are burned than just doing an isolated exercise. Now, I will guide you through the right technique and give you some variation options of the normal squat so your leg routine doesn't get boring. Place your feet about shoulder width apart. It's important they are not too far apart nor too close together. Turn your toes slightly outwards about 15 degrees. I always tell you to shift your weight back to your heels, but don't forget to keep the balls of your feet on the floor as well. Otherwise, you might have a problem keeping your balance. Keep your chest upright. You can check that by straightening your arms in front of you. If they start dropping down, you can tell that your back is curved forwards. Look straight ahead, so your head is in a neutral position as well. Start with your hips, shift them backwards, then bend your knees and go as low as possible. It's important that you start with your hips, so you don't shift your weight forwards on your toes. We want to avoid this as it puts just too much stress on your knees. Talking about your knees, should you move them in front or keep them behind your toes while going down? In order to keep your lower back straight in the lowest position, your knees have to be positioned slightly in front of your toes, and that's not a problem at all for your knees. Forcing your knees back could result in your hip and torso being out of position and an increased shear force in the lower back. Always point your knees in the same direction as your feet. Try to avoid a position where the knees are caving in or out. If you realize that your knees tend to point inwards, I recommend using an elastic band around your thighs and push your knees actively outwards. Now go as low as possible. The best effects will be seen if your hip joints go below your knees. If this is too difficult at the beginning, that's okay. You're definitely still working your legs, but butt muscles and core. Muscle strength and flexibility depends a lot on your fitness level. So take your time, and after a few training sessions and getting comfortable with the movement, you will be able to go lower and lower. To help you to go deeper in your squatting position, I can recommend you to work on your mobility and maybe start squatting sitting on a box behind you. This will help you to sit back without shifting your weight into your toes. Try to find a chair or a box of the right height so that when you squat, your knees are bent at 90 degrees, or if you can go lower, that's even better. This makes you develop more quadriceps strength. Keep your body tight and lower your hips slowly. Sit down without falling back on the box. Try to stand up without leaning forward. If this is possible for you, you can take your squat to the next level and only touch the box without sitting down. The deeper you go, the more your glutes will be activated and the less stress you will put on your knee. Actually, that is something that people often get wrong. I remember hearing that if you go deeper than parallel, it is bad for your knees. Squat depth and its safety is one of the most controversial and debated topics. I have researched it, and in fact, science has shown that the deeper you squat, the safer it is on the ligaments of your knee. Harmful shear forces are dramatically decreased due to an increase in compression. Also, the muscles in our legs work together to stabilize the knee. As we squat, the hamstrings work with the quadriceps to counteract and limit excessive movement deep inside the knee. Science has actually shown that squatting deep may have a protective effect on our knees by increasing its stability. And if you look at studies about weightlifters and powerlifters, they have relatively healthy knees compared to you and me, which also negates the theory that deep squatting is bad for us. Now I'm going to show you some nice variations of the normal squat. As you can imagine, there are hundreds. I will just show you some of my favorite ones. You won't need any equipment, but if you want to challenge yourself more, you can always grab a kettlebell or a dumbbell to increase the intensity. The first one is a pulse squat. Once you master the squat, this is a great exercise to challenge yourself with some more advanced movement. We go down, hold that seated squat position at the bottom as you pull a few centimeters up and down. You can do as many pulses as you can, then rise up for a small break and return down for more pulses. Or you could also set a certain amount of pulses, like for example 3 pulses, go up and repeat for a certain amount of time. For sumo squats, your feet need to be in a wider than shoulder width apart position and turned out a bit more than in the normal squat position. Engage your core, keep your chest up and your back flat as you shift your weight into your heels. Bend your knees and go down until your thighs are parallel with the floor. Your knees stay over your ankles. Pull your belly button in to keep your lower back from hyperextending. Bend your elbows and bring your palms together in front of your chest. Come back up and repeat. Now I'm going to show you a small variation of the sumo squat. We are going to add heel raises. So we start in the same end position of the sumo squat. Wide, deep position, core engaged, knees and toes pointing. Now start with alternating heel raises. With this small variation, we work more on our calves and add some balance training. Feel free to try to raise up both heels at the same time. With the sumo squat, we are going to work a bit more on our inner thighs, the adductors and our glutes. Next, we are going to add some explosivity to our normal squats. I will show you how to do jump squats. Start by doing a regular squat, then engage your core and jump as high as you can, swinging your arms down by your sides for momentum. Keep your back straight and chest lifted. When you land, lower your body back into the squat position and repeat. Jumping squats are plyometric exercises in which our muscles exert maximum force in short interval of time with the goal of increasing speed and strength. Squat jumps are also take the squat to the next calorie burning level. Here we are combining the sumo squat with a jump. From a hip width position, open up into the wide sumo squat position. Remember your toes are pointing outwards. Then plyometrically jump up into the starting position. It's a great cardiovascular and strengthening exercise for our lower body and core. Next variation is a squat kickback. You can put your hands on your hips or just hold your hands in front of your chest. Perform a squat and as you come up, bend your right knee and lift your foot off the floor, bringing your leg slightly behind you. Extend your right knee to straighten your leg with your foot flexed to kick an imaginary target behind you. Bring the right leg down as you go back down into the squat position. Now perform a kickback on the left side. It's a nice exercise for your glutes and hamstrings. But also be sure to keep that core engaged, to hold your balance and to give more control of the movement. We can also add a front kick. Just be sure you feel sufficiently warmed up, otherwise if you kick too high too soon, you may pull a hamstring. So go down in the squatting position, lift up your right leg, bend your knee slightly and kick forward. Keep your ankle flexed and push through your heel. Come down, squat and change to the other side. It's a nice low impact option with cardiovascular benefits. Front kicks are also a great way to strengthen your core muscles. Engage your core, pull your belly button towards your spine and you will be able to get your legs up higher and move more quickly. Now we are going to do a squat side leg lift. Do the squat and as you come up, lift your left leg up to the side as high as you can. As you step back, lower yourself into a squat again. Repeat with the right leg. With this small variation, we are adding some training for our abductors, the outer part of our glutes, the gluteus medius, gluteus minimus, and the tensor fasciae latae or TFL. If you want to make it even more dynamic, do a side kick instead of a lift. With lifting up one leg off the floor, we are increasing instability, which makes us strain the deep back and abdominal muscles, our spinal stabilizers. Squat down, keep your chest upright, your core engaged. Step the right foot out to the side. Make sure you don't break your squat form. Step with the left leg towards you, so you are back in the squat position. Do another step to the right side into squat position and change direction. So 2 steps right, 2 steps left. As we're keeping the muscle tension in our glutes, quads and hamstrings the whole time, this exercise is quite tiring and you can feel your legs burn quicker than in another squat variation. For the Cossack squat, start with your feet in a wide stance and your toes pointing outwards to the side. Shift your weight to one side and squat down as low as you can without lifting up your heel. Your knee is always pointing in the direction of your foot. Push the heel of the squatting leg to the ground and get back up to the wide starting position. Repeat on the other side. We are working on our flexibility and mobility of our hips, knees and ankles. This exercise is also a great dynamic warm-up movement for our lower body. The next variation is the single leg squat. Shift your weight to one side. Your foot is pointing straight ahead. Hold your arms extended forward to help you to keep your balance. Roll your shoulder blades back and keep your back straight. Lift up the non-supporting foot from the floor. Lower to a squat position, keeping the knee of the supporting leg centered off the ball of the foot. Start with a small movement and slowly work your way closer to the ground. This is not an easy exercise. Maybe you want to start by balancing on one leg first, until you can stand on one leg for 30 seconds. But the more you do this, the more your balance and strength will improve. A variation of this exercise is the one-leg box squat. Place a box or a low chair behind you and do the one-leg squat until your buttocks touch the box, then push back up with your supporting leg. Adding a single leg squat to your training program is one of the best ways to develop strength, balance, coordination and to prevent injury. When I was suffering knee pain, this was one of the most effective exercises that I did to get back to being pain-free. If you are worried about squatting because of a knee injury, I would advise you that actually squats are great for boosting your knee health, if you do them right. It strengthens the muscles around your knee, it helps improve stability and reduces the chance of injury. I used to have problems with my knee and it was really frustrating. I love running. I used to do long distance runnings, but after my first pregnancy I had this strange knee pain and doctors told me I had to stop running as my meniscus had already degenerated. I obviously did not like this recommendation and started with body weight training, focusing on my quads, my glutes and my hip muscles. And for me, squats are a must do. I don't have any knee problems anymore. I recently did a 12K run with no problems at all. So if you have knee problems, focus on strength training for your quads, glutes and hip muscles, and I'm sure it will help you. But as with all fitness and health advice, make sure to contact your physician to check on your personal situation and form. And always remember, never train with pain. Please forget the slogan, no pain, no gain. Listen to your body. Pain is a warning signal and should be respected to stay healthy. Before we finish, let's do 10 squats together. Remember, straight upright position, your feet are shoulder width apart. Start shifting your pelvis back and go as low as possible. Check your knee position, pointing forwards, your lower back is straight, go down and up again. Great, how was that for you? So now choose 5 of your favorite squat variations. Repeat each for 30 seconds, have 30 seconds of rest, and if you want, do this for 2 or 3 times depending on your time. So in 10 to 15 minutes you will have a great workout for your bum and your quads. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and are now able to do a perfect squat and have ideas for spicing up your workouts with different squat variations. Subscribe to my channel and I will bring you more tips on technique. Keep it healthy and see you soon in another video.